If you watch the beginner video, you know the basics. You can open Claude, give it some context, and get a decent referral letter or SOAP note back. But every time you start a new conversation, you have to tell Claude who you are again. I'm a physio in Australia. I use Clinico. I need APRA compliant notes every single time. That gets old fast. Every conversation starts with the same block of text. My practice name, my discipline, my compliance requirements. It's the same 4 lines that are copied and pasted over and over again. But there is a better way, and it's called projects. A Claude project is a workspace that remembers everything about your practice: your name, your clinic, your fee schedule, your cancellation policy, your APRA guidelines. You set it up once, and every conversation starts with that context already loaded. No more copy and pasting, no more re-explaining. You just ask a question, and Claude knows exactly who it's talking to. Let me show you how to build one. Takes about 15 minutes. All right, let's set this up. So I'm going to navigate over to the left-hand panel here, and you can see that there's an option called projects. So I'm going to click on that, and it will open up a screen that will ask you to create a new project. Obviously, if you had multiple projects, you would see them all lined up and you'd be able to select one, but we're going to create a new project. So you want to give your project a name. I'm going to call mine Bayside Physio Practice. You can call this whatever you like. You can also have multiple projects. If you have different business units within your practice that you would like to have an individual project for, then that's also another way of doing it. But for the most part, having one project per one practice would be the best approach. All right, so we've landed on a page that looks very, very similar to the chat page. Now, this is the important part: custom instructions. This is the context that gets loaded into every single conversation that you start with in this project. Think of it like a briefing document for a new team member. If someone started at your clinic tomorrow, what are the key things that they need to know to be successful day one? Here's what I'd put in. You are an AI assistant for Bayside Physiotherapy, a private MSK physio practice in Melbourne, Australia. We have 4 practitioners and use Clinico for practice management. Key context: use Australian English. Our standard consultation is 30 minutes, initial 20 minutes for follow-up, bulk bill, CDM referrals, Medicare. And as I said, you would put here anything that you think would be important for someone starting day one. So I'm going to save this in. And the important part is as well is that if you ever wanted to change any of this information, you can do so very easily. You can always just edit the instructions. So you can see what's happening here. Every conversation that you're having in this project now starts with Claude knowing your practice name, your pricing, your cancellation policy, your compliance requirements, and your preferred note format. You'll never type any of this information again. The next step is files. This is where you upload documents that Claude can reference inside of the project. This is powerful because you're not telling Claude about your practice, you're giving it documents to work from. Here's what I'd upload: 4 documents to start from. So I can click on this button here, upload from device. And then I have 4 documents that I'll upload. And that happened pretty quickly. The number one thing that I want to show you is your fee schedule. This is the full fee schedule, every single service that you offer, every price, and every Medicare item number that you use. When a patient asks how much does a follow-up cost, Claude can give them the exact answer. And once again, all of this information is editable. Number 2 is the cancellation policy. This is the exact same document that you would give patients. Now, when you need to email someone about a missed appointment, Claude can write that email using the exact policy wording, not just a generic version. Number 3 is the APRA guidelines extract. This is specifically the advertising and clinical documentation sections that are relevant for physios. This keeps Claude compliant without having to check every single output. And then 4th, we have your SOAP note template. If your practice has a standard format, I'd upload it. So Claude will follow the exact structure instead of inventing its own. And that's it, 4 documents. That took about 2 minutes, and you can always upload more later. Intake forms, NDIS pricing guides, referral letter templates, exercise program structures, whatever your practice runs on. And you can always copy and paste text in. If you have documents that aren't files, then you can give it a name and then copy and paste the content directly in. Now let's see what this actually does. I'm going to run the same prompt twice, one in a regular chat and then one in this project. I'm going to use the same prompt, same models, and then I'll show you the difference. First, I'll use the regular chat. So no project and no context. I have a prompt here that is asking Claude to write some SOAP notes for a 45-year-old female patient presenting with acute low back pain after gardening on the weekend. First visit, limited lumbar flexion, positive SLR at 40 degrees on the right, neurologically intact, treated with manual therapy and McKenzie extension protocol. let's see how the regular chat does. Alrighty, so it looks like Claude is done here. If I scroll up, I can see that it's done a pretty good job of creating the SOAP notes, so pretty good for a first attempt. Main thing that I notice here is that this is a completely different format to the SOAP notes that we were generating in previous videos. So I think that's one of the pain points that you will come across when you're using Claude directly from the chat without any context. You're going to get different versions of notes every single time. So if we just scroll through it, it looks like it's done a pretty good job. All of the things that we've provided seem to have been captured adequately, and the notes look a lot more complete. They look a lot more comprehensive. Obviously, you would need to do your due diligence and really analyze these notes just to make sure that everything has been captured accurately. But on a quick glance, it looks like they have. And then Claude has also provided a few things for us to review a bit closer. So maybe there are some things that it wasn't sure about and it wants us to investigate further. So that is without project context. And if we move on to with project context, with exactly the same prompt, exactly the same notes, let's see what we get. So the first thing that I've noticed here is it's reading the project context. Alrighty, so it's done here. So one of the things that I've noticed at the bottom here, it's saying that from a compliance standpoint, the clinical impressions uses working hypothesis language rather than definitive medical diagnosis. So this is in line with the APRA scope of practice requirements. So it's read the APRA compliance documentation, and then it's also read the SOAP notes template, and it's combined both of those documents to produce notes that are APRA compliant. You can see that the difference between the notes is that the ones that have been generated through the project are a lot more comprehensive. It's formatted more cleanly, easier for users to scan through and to be able to identify exactly what they're looking for. So I guess that's one of the advantages. And then also, of course, if we were to run this again for a different patient for some different notes, then we would get the exact same format, exact same fields, except obviously with the relevant information according to that patient's consultation notes. And I think that it changes AI from being just a generic tool that everyone can use to something that's tailored to you, your business, and to your experience. As you continue to add new documents and new instructions to the project, this will continue to evolve and continue to speed up your workflow. So let me show you one more thing. So I'm going to start a new conversation within that project. But instead of asking Claude to write some SOAP notes for me, I'm going to provide it some context here. So a patient has called to cancel their appointment tomorrow morning. They didn't give me 24 hours notice. Can you draft a friendly but firm email letting them know about the cancellation fee? Let's see what we get. Okay, cool. So we've got an email here. So it's provided us with the subject line. So recent appointment cancellation based on physiotherapy. So it's included our practice name. It's asked, it's provided a placeholder for the patient name. Thank you for letting us know you're unable to make the appointment tomorrow. We're sorry to hear you won't be able to attend. As outlined, our cancellation policy will require a minimum of 24 hours notice for any cancellation or rescheduling. Because we received your cancellation within that window of your scheduled appointment, fee will apply for your upcoming appointment. So we didn't provide a cost of the service. So that's probably why, that's why it's left it blank. We'll be in touch shortly with a payment link, or you're welcome to settle this over the phone in your next visit. And then it's included some more things down the bottom here as well. And what's nice about Claude is it occasionally will provide a couple of different options in the same response. So we've got here a warmer, and it's emphasizing rebooking. So once again, left the patient name blank. Thank you so much for letting us know about tomorrow's appointment. We hope everything is okay. And then it's got here, this is where it's obviously provided the emphasis of rebooking. So most importantly, you want to make sure that you're getting the care that you need. Whenever you're ready to rebook, you can jump online via our Clinico patient portal, give us a call. Okay, cool. So there you go. One prompt, and Claude has shown the initiative to provide us with a couple of different versions. One that's friendly but firm, another one that's warmer and is emphasizing a rebooking. I'm just going to write another prompt here for Claude. So the patient's name is John and the appointment is $95. So I want Claude to figure out the cancellation fee. Even though I could do it myself, I prefer Claude to automatically add that cancellation fee into the emails, just so I can directly copy and paste and send that to the patient. Cool. So there you go. So within a couple of seconds, Claude has updated the patient's name. They've updated the late cancellation fee based on the 50% of the $95. And they've included our phone number. I'll need to put my name in there as well, obviously, but 99% of the work done for me. What's interesting about Claude as well is that you can use connectors to connect your email. So instead of you having to directly copy and paste this message into your email provider, there are ways that you can ask Claude to just automatically send the email on your behalf. And you can do it a few different ways. You can ask Claude to create a draft, then you can review it further in your, let's say, your Gmail account, and then send it off. Or you can ask Claude to just send it automatically for you. I guess as you start to build trust and confidence in Claude, you'll tend to go with the more convenient options, but it's probably a bit more advanced. And that's the cool thing here, because you didn't mention anything about what the fee actually was. You just asked Claude to draft the email and to let the patient know about the cancellation fee. Didn't mention anything about it being 50%, but Claude has actually gone into the knowledge base. It's looked up the cancellation fee. It's noticed that it's 50%, and then it's included that in the email, and then has also made the calculation from the cost of the appointment. You're starting from a baseline of understanding. You don't have to re-explain. You just have to tell Claude what you want, and it will look at those documents and put two and two together and give you the response that you want. And the amazing thing about this too is that these conversations are both saved within Claude. So you can always come back to them, or you can start brand new conversations that cover different topics. You can start 50 more, and then the context will always stay. So let's talk about what you would actually include in projects, because you can really go as deep as you want. Start with these four: SOAP note template, fee schedule, cancellation policy, and APRA guidelines. Then as you use it, add more. Your intake forms, your NDIS pricing guide, your standard exercise program structure, referral letter templates, discharge summary format. Every document you add makes Claude more useful, more like a team member that's been there for years. The whole setup takes about 15 to 20 minutes, and most of that is just finding the documents on your computer. The configuration's pretty easy, and once it's done, it's done. You use this project every day, and then Claude just gets it. From this knowledge base as well, you can actually do a few more useful things. You may have noticed that I didn't set a project description. I like to get Claude to automatically do these sorts of things for me. So I'm just going to ask Claude here, can you please create a short description for this project? Alrighty, so this is what it's provided. Yep, so you've got full description here that we can use and then pop directly into the project. Amazing. So there's one more tip that I want to give you, and it's called personal preferences. And it's actually separate to Claude Projects, but it works in a very similar way. Personal preferences apply to every single conversation that you have with Claude, regardless of which project you're in. Every project, every regular chat, everything. So this is the place for information that is always true about you, regardless of what you're working on. Things like your name, business name, what your practice does, that you prefer to use Australian English spelling, your tone of voice, the stuff that never changes regardless of what project you're in. So to get to your personal preferences, you navigate down to the bottom left-hand side of the screen, click on that and you'll see settings. Click on settings and then you'll see your profile. And then here you'll see personal preferences. You can read a little bit more about what that means, but I'm going to paste this in. So my name is Jared. I run based out of Physiotherapy in Melbourne, Australia. Always use Australian English spelling, never use American medical terminology. Example, use physiotherapist, not physical therapist. Keep responses practical and concise. And then I can save that. And then every single conversation that I have with Claude, regardless of the project, regardless of whether it's a regular chat, this is going to always be included up front. So you can see the difference there. Project instructions are specific to a particular workplace. Your fee schedule, your SOAP notes, your cancellation policy. This is all project level stuff, but personal preferences are universal. Spelling, your name, your tone, those follow you everywhere. Set both and you've got an AI that knows you before you've typed a single word. Now, one last thing before I let you go. Everything I just showed you, you can build yourself within 15 minutes. Your documents, your instructions, it just works. But if you don't want to figure out what instructions to write or what documents to upload, there is a shortcut. The Clinical Scribe for Physiotherapist Agent Pack is a pre-built Claude project for physio practices. It comes with custom instructions that are already pre-written, compliance context for APRA, care already loaded, 10 plus workflows for SOAP notes, referral letters, patient emails, treatment plans, exercise programs, social media posts, and more. all structured, all tested, and ready to go. It's $129 and it saves you the setup time entirely. You import it and start using it. But if you're not there yet, I'd start with the free SOAP prompt. I'll include a link for that in the description. Use that in your new project and see how much better your outputs get. So that's it. You've got a practice-specific AI assistant ready to help you with SOAP notes and any other clinical documentation that you need. Go build something with it. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe below. I'll see you in the next one.